Hey, what's going on, y'all? So today I am trying out something absolutely new and trying out a lot of things new, to be honest with you. So I've been thinking every time that I make a video or make a series of videos, it's this long process of getting the script ready, figuring out what I want to do, running through it a couple times, and then jumping on, making the video, going back, making multiple edits, making the snapshot, making the little thumbnail and everything is really long and involved. So I was thinking, I want to do more videos, but I don't want to take all that time to create this syllabus. So I decided to start doing a little vlog series, which I jump on for about 20 minutes and just talk to you face to face. It's just me, the camera, and you. So some of the topics that I'm looking at is life, cyber, and everything in between. So we can talk about moving houses. We can talk about where cyber is popular and what cities. We can talk about cyber itself, talk about current projects I'm working on, past projects I'm working on. And then something that a lot of people have been asking me is, how did I get into cyber? Well, I was thinking that the best way to pass that information to you guys is through a video blog. So let's go ahead and get to it. First off, so what am I trying to do here with this new video blog series? Well, first off, I can't promise it's going to be a Tuesday news day sort of thing. I can't promise that I'll do one a week, one a day. I can't even promise that I'll do one a month. But I want to have this little playlist where whenever I want to do a myLog, I can just jump on, hit record, and just go to town and have a blast doing it. I'm also doing this live. I decided to do this live on Twitch and on YouTube. So if you're seeing this and you want to jump in and you have a question about something that I'm saying, go ahead and say something. Let's see if we can get that answer, get that question answered for you. Or if you just want to jump on and just talk, I'm perfectly fine with that too. So, I myself, I right out of high school, I decided that with everything going on in the world, that I wanted to put on a uniform and go do some great things for God and country. So I went ahead and joined the United States Army, put on my combat boots, and did a lot of great things for God and country for 17 glorious years. During that time, I've always loved computers, so I would tinker around and I would do little bits and things here and there. While I was in the Army, I got a Windows phone. Everyone knows how amazing Windows phones are. It was a decent platform, but it absolutely lacked apps. I got it when it was the Windows Phone 7, and then it upgraded to the Windows Phone 8. And I jumped in right around that time. And there was an application for the Army. There was an application that I wanted on the Windows Phone for the Army physical fitness test. I wanted to be able to type in my push-ups, my sit-ups, and my 2-mile run, and it'd tell me how I compared. But that just didn't exist. So I decided to make it myself. So I made my APFT calculator, and I loved it. So that was how I got started into making programs. I think I actually have. Let me go ahead and jump over to this one. Let's see if we can find it real quick. I have it somewhere on my YouTube channel. Let's go playlists. Let's go software development. Why are there ads on my channel? All right, so there's ads on my channel. I did not put them there. I am not monetizing my channel at all. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna figure out why those ads are playing. I completely disapprove. I'm trying to do everything without ads. When I get fired or something and it gets to the point where I need income, then maybe I'll do ads. But I got a good job. I don't need ads on my YouTube channel. So the first thing that I made was this Windows Phone app for a local group of gamers. I called it the 907 Gamers. In which, it's just information about our little gaming community, where we meet up, what you can do, all the links and everything that we needed. I made that for the Windows Phone. The guys in Alaska absolutely loved it. And then I created my APFT calculator. Once again, all on the Windows Phone. There was nothing like it. When I say nothing, there was one other app that did it, but it just did not look near the same. So I made this one and absolutely loved coding it. It was an absolute blast. And I did this all in my off time. I would do the army 9 to 5, and then I would code this at night. And of course, I would take pauses and breaks whenever I deployed. Really hard to code while deployed, but I kept doing my homework and everything while deployed on how exactly I'd want to go about making it. And then I got out of the army, and I decided that when I got out of the army, I really wanted to jump into cybersecurity. So I decided to join a university who, at the time, they were claimed to be the #1 cybersecurity university in all the United States. So I joined the university. I was lucky to have the post 9/11 GI Bill, so they helped me with my tuition for the university. But even while I was in the university, they were teaching me things, but it was more business related than it was cybersecurity related. So while going to UTSA, I decided to make a game called Tower Defense. And I made this game. It's honestly, it is a YouTube tutorial that I went through. And once I completed the tutorial, I decided to continue on with it. Add a little bit more artificial intelligence to the way that the monsters were moving and add in some of my own flair. So I made it, and then I put it onto the Google Play Store and also put it onto the Apple Store as well. So I did that while I was going to UTSA. I'm sorry, I did that while I was going to the university. Um, Through my second year of the university of my 4-year long cybersecurity track, I decided that I wanted to try my hand to see if anyone would hire me with only 2 years of cybersecurity experience or cybersecurity education. So I went ahead and I applied at one place, and I applied as a user experience developer, in which I used this tower defense program to pretty much show them what I can do for user interfaces. And they picked me up, and they picked me up really quickly. But I was getting paid bottom of the barrel when it comes to software development. But that was my foot in the door into software development. But about a month into it, they ends up that they had a need to provide somebody to do some development for some people who were doing some blue team work. Really quickly, blue team and red team. Blue team in the cybersecurity world are the people who set up the computers and set them up in a very defensive posture where if everything goes right, no one can hack into these machines. And then, of course, the red team is all the hopefully good guys who are trying to do malicious things to these machines to ensure that they're well defended. So we were helping out a group that was doing 100% blue team type work. And I walked in, they said, "Hey, welcome to the blue team. We want you to help us develop the blue team infrastructure, make it better." But the blue team infrastructure was pretty good. I kept trying to add things to it, but all it really did was ended up writing Python scripts to automate some of the little things that their infrastructure didn't really do. So one thing that we did notice is that as time went along, this blue team, which had a good infrastructure already set up, they were receiving a lot of malware. They would pull malware off the wire left and right, and they didn't know what to do with it. So one day I just went to one of the guys who was working. I'm like, "Hey, you got some malware, right? Shoot it my way. Let me look into it." And as a software developer who made an Android game, I didn't know I didn't know what I was looking at. I was going through the code. I opened it up in a notepad and looked at all of the bytes and the bits and everything. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, but I wanted to actually do something with this blue team that was beneficial than sit on my fingers and make Python scripts and PowerShell scripts. So I went to the SANS course. Let me go ahead and see if I can pull it up. I decided to go to the SANS website, and I applied for the Forensic 610 Reverse Engineer of Malware Bootcamp. And it was around like $7,000 for this week-long video conferencing on how to reverse engineer malware. But I went in and threw down my money, went through that, and then after a lot of studying, I took the test for the GIAC Reverse Engineer of Malware certification. Once I got that, I felt a lot more comfortable. I went back to work, told them that I'm now a certified reverse engineer of malware. I started looking at the little pieces of malware that were coming across the wire all the time. I started to build up from there. So with just as most jobs, um, you have to move on. So I decided to move on from that job, went to another one, and it was just absolutely amazing. They allowed me to continue doing what I love to do, which is looking at malware and breaking it apart. So that's more or less how I got into it. As these video logs go along, maybe I'll describe a little bit more in depth into, exactly what I did at some of these companies, what I brought to the table, what they gave me in return. I absolutely love talking about it. But I'm going to try to keep these video logs relatively short, looking around 15, 20 minutes. And I really want to show off some of the things that I'm working on right now. So, if you follow the channel, I am a reverse engineer of malware. I love playing in Ghidra. Hopefully you're going to see some more videos on Ghidra and the x86 debugger. I love that program. I love Ollie debug. I want to show you guys all of my Python scripts. There's one called noriabin.py. That's amazing. A lot of malware stuff coming up in the future. Something else I'm working on right now is I am currently working on a new YouTube series that I am making, in which I want to kind of get people to learn how to use Python. So the plan with this is I want to make a Python YouTube series, but I don't really want to get down deep into the weeds. I kind of want this to be almost at a middle school level. Like, seriously, I want a middle school kid to be able to download Python, download JetBrains, PyCharm, and be able to make a little program that he can show to his friends, his or her friends. So I am right now looking at this YouTube series for a middle schooler to make a guess the number game. So I'm not going to go into arrays and why character arrays are the same thing as strings. I'm not going to go into the, two upper or two lower of these strings and why strings is a class. I'm not really going to have them calling classes and making structures or anything. I'm going to try to keep it relatively simple. What is a string? How do you print a string? What is a number? How do you print a number? Let's multiply those numbers, and then let's have the player input their guess, and we'll do a for loop to see if the guess is correct, and if it's not correct, then continue iterating until it is correct. So that's what I'm planning on. So that is one of the many things. I've got a million ideas and they're all going off at the same time, but this one is one of the most prevalent and that I want to have completed before school lets out here in the United States in about 3 weeks or so. So hopefully those will be coming up. Now, the part that I'm trying to figure out, and maybe you all can help me out with, is that do I want to make a long video? It's like, God, hopefully not an hour, but it just might be. Make a long video with, little chapters saying this chapter is what is Python. The next chapter is download Python. The third chapter is environment setup. Or do I want to do individual videos, which you go through every individual video as a playlist? That's something I'm trying to figure out. I don't exactly know where I'm going to go with that, but this is one of the things that I'm currently working on. So the other things that I'm working on, first off, I have to show off my Proxmox server. I absolutely love it. So behind me, off to my right, your left as you look at me, I have another computer, more or less. It's a small little computer that I built all by myself. And on that computer, it does not have a monitor, it does not have a keyboard, it does not have a mouse. It is just a computer, but it's hooked up to the network, and I installed Proxmox on it. So a lot of people like to use VirtualBox. A lot of people like to use VMware for their virtualization. I have my own dedicated virtualization server in which I'm running Proxmox as the basis of it. So I absolutely love it. I got a lot of things going on. As these vlogs continue, I want to show you guys my Minecraft server. I want to show you the Plex server, the FTP server. I want to show you the Nextcloud server. I have Nextcloud. It's amazing. It's my own personal Nextcloud that I can reach from the outside world if I so choose so. And I can also put up links so other people can access individual files that I want to be shared. Nextcloud is much like your Google Docs or your OneDrive, except this one is 100% mine and it's as big as I want it to be. I don't need to pay $9.99 a month for an extra 10 terabytes or something. It's as big as I want it to be. So I'm currently working on that Python series. I want to show off my Nextcloud. I'm not working on it anymore, but I wanted to show it off. But I am also working on, hopefully, a website for strikersoft.us, and I'm doing it with React. So React is an amazing JavaScript type platform that a lot of people use. I do believe it was developed by the guys in Facebook, and one of the reasons why I'm looking at it is because of the versatility of it. That is also another language, is Java, which something that I'm not quite familiar with. JavaScript, to be more precise. So one thing that I want to do is I want to be able to have this really easy be a web interface, be an Android app, and then also be able to be used on an Android phone through the web browser or any phone, iOS, Android, Windows phone, and be able to be used very easily without making 3 different programs for each type of device that we're planning on using. So I'm going through once again another YouTube tutorial, and this is what he's leading me through. He wants me to call it travel. He wants me to say home services product. I'm going to have it say, Strikersoft, and it's going to say, Plex server here, Minecraft server here, Nextcloud server here, and then donate here. I'm still trying to figure it out. But one thing I like about this is that you can make it super small, and it auto sizes. It's really cool, and I really like the way that they did that. The Starbucks website does something very similar. So it's something that everyone is using, and I'm absolutely looking forward to jump on board to do. So yes, absolutely loving it. So that's what's going on in my world right now. And I'm just super excited to get going. And I love learning. I learn something new every day. For example, right now I'm streaming simultaneously on Twitch and on YouTube, something that I never thought I could do before. So this video log series isn't so much about me giving a heads up to what's going on in my life. It's also to allow me to continue to learn by doing this series. So absolutely loving it. So for those who jumped in and are watching live, hey, I greatly appreciate y'all swinging by. For everyone else who's watching this on YouTube at a later date, man, enjoy. Check out the YouTube channel. I got a lot of content. Hopefully, I'm gonna have more coming. Here soon. There might be a change of studio in the near future. Different place, different room. It's gonna be great. And of course, this is more of a relaxed setting. So if I can find a way to get my webcam and a computer outside, for example, at a park, I would love to do that. So thank you all for joining me on my first ever myLog series, and hopefully there's a lot more to come, because I would really love to talk to you guys about the nitty-gritty of this Striker website that I'm trying to create, or my setup that I have here. I have 2 lights over here blaring in my face. I'd love to use this myLog playlist to be able to do things like that. So hey, thank you all for joining me. I love that you're here, and hope to see more of you all around. Thanks. Bye.